N- Now we are moving towards the next questions, which are related with the trends and uh, moving averages, seasonal variations. The following data are to be used for the next two questions. The company is preparing its forecast sales information for the end of the current year. The actual sales information for the first 9 months of the current year is below. Sales volume is given. The sales volume trend to be identified using a 5-point moving average. So a 5-point moving average. What is the monthly trend? 5-point moving average means you will add up the data for the 5 months and then you will show it in the middle of this value. So this is called what? This is called 5-point moving average. 172 100 plus 149 600 plus 165 800 plus 182 600 plus 160 100 divided by 5. So your answer is 166040. If question asks you to calculate or use 3 months moving average, 3-point moving average means you will add up these three values and divide it by 3 and will show in front of the second one or the middle one. Now 5 months moving average or 5-point moving average means now you will exclude the first one and you will add the next one, which means June. So now onwards you will calculate 149 600, then 165 800, then 182 600, then 160 100, and then 197 100 divided by 5. You will show in the middle of the value 171040. Now you will exclude this February and you will start from the March till July and you will add up these five values: 165 800, 182 600, 160 100, 197 100, and 174 600. So now you have average value here 176040. Then you will exclude this March and you will add up this one till August. Add up all these values and then divide starting from 182 600, 160 100, 197 100, 174 600, and 190 800, and middle month of these values is this one. So the average is 181040. Then we will start from here and we will go up till here, starting from 160 100, 197 100, 174 600, 190 800, and 207 600. So we have moving average of this value. He asks us to calculate trend. So the difference between these two values is what? It is 5000. Then I look at these two values, still has I have the difference of 5000. Then I subtract these values, answer is same. And then I use the same, these values, answer is same. So the monthly trend is what? Monthly trend is C, which is 5000. What is the expected sales volume including the seasonal variation for December 20X1? Okay. Now what is meant by seasonal variation? To calculate seasonal variation, we will calculate difference between sales volume and moving average. Starting from March, because we don't have no data for January, February. 165 800 minus 166040. It is minus 240. Then 182 600 minus 171040, my 182 600, It is positive 11,560. Then we have 160,100 minus 176,040 minus 15,940. Then we have 197,100 minus 181,040. It is 16,060. Then we have 174,600 minus 186,040. It's minus 11,440. So 5 months moving average means this cycle will repeat itself from the start of August. First will be minus 240. Second is September. Then we have October. Then we have November. And the fifth month is December, which means the fifth answer will be minus 11,440. Minus 11,440. And by using this moving average, we can assume that it is rising by 5,000. It means next value will be 191,040, then 196,040. Then in October, it is 201,040. In November, it is 206,040. And then it is 211,040. But here we have minus. It means actual sales are less than this moving average. So the actual sales volume will be 199,600. Once again, we will calculate this value. Yes, it is 199,600. So the expected sales for the December is 199,600. Any question? Which of the following components of a time series analysis? All three are the components of a time series analysis. Two years ago, price index appropriate the cost of material X had a value of 120. It's now had a value of 160. If material X $2,000 per kg today, what would its cost per kg have been 2 years ago? This time current cost is given is equal to prior cost is missing. Current index is 160 divided by prior index is 120. So you can calculate 2000 divided by 1.333 is equal to X. So the answer is 1500. Then a time series model of the sales volume has the following trend and additive seasonal variation. Trend is Y is equal to 5,000 plus 4,000x. Y means total, A stands for fixed or 5,000 stands for A or fixed, 4,000 means variable and X means activity level. Y is the quarterly sales volume input. X is the quarter one where first quarter 2009 is denoted by Q17. Second quarter of 2009 is denoted by Q18. Seasonal variation quarter first, second, third, fourth. What would be the time series forecast of a sales units of third quarter of 2010? If first quarter of 2009 is 17, second one is 18, it means third quarter will be 19, fourth quarter will be 20. And in the next year 2010, first quarter will become 21, second quarter will become 22, and third quarter will become 23. So x is 23. Now you can use y is equal to 5000 plus 4000 into 23. So 4000 into 23 plus 5000. Here your answer is 97,000. But it is not the final answer because you are required to address the seasonal variation for the third quarter. So 97,000 minus 1500, forecast sales units will be 95,500, right? This is the correct answer. Within time series analysis, which two of the following are concerned with long-term movement fluctuation? Seasonal variation is a short-term fluctuation. It arises because of changes in season. All those countries who experience winter and summer both, they at least face two seasons. So people wear two different types of clothes in two different seasons. They eat two different types of food. They use different types of drinks. So seasonal variation is short term, but the cyclical variation is long term. It is related with the industry. For example, construction industry will remain at its boom for 4 5 years, and maybe it will fell down for next 3 4 years. Random variations are random variations. Again, it arises for the short term, and random, maybe it will arise in 1 year, and then it will not arise for the next 2 3 years. But the trends are the long term, and we will follow the trends. Just like here, we are saying that at the end of third quarter there will be lower sales in comparison with the expectations, but in first quarter there will be increased by 3000. So this is called trend. Cyclical and trend are the long term. Then the following data are to be used for the next two questions. A company is preparing its annual budget and is estimating the cost of production. The company has identified the following trend for the production of its product. Y is equal to A plus BX. A is 3000, B is 150, X is number of months. January 20x1 is month 1, 20x1 is February is 2. For the first 6 months of 20x1, the actual production which was affected by seasonal variation is as follows. What is the seasonal variation for the March 20x1? If January is number 1, February 20x1 is 2, so it means March is 3. So we will follow the formula. Y is equal to A is 3000, B is 150 into 3. So the total will be 3450. And March variation is March actual production units is 3500. And what is the seasonal variation? We were expected to produce 3450, but we actually produced 3500. So actually we produce greater amount of units. We have positive 50. What is the expected production for March 20x2? So this year March 20x1 has a number 3. Then April will have 4, May will have 5, June will have 6, December will have 20. In next year 20x2, January will have December will have 12. In next year January 20x2 will have 13, February 14, and here March will have 15. So first of all, we will calculate Y 3000 plus 150 into 15. So what would be answer? Plus 3000. Y is 5250. Additive, using the additive model. Additive model says that March variation is positive 50, which we calculated here in part A. So 5250 plus 50, our actual is 5300. Product life cycle has 5 stages. How many of the stages it thought that a loss could be made? Loss will arise in development stage. Loss will arise in introduction stage. And loss will arise in decline stage. So the 3 stages will face loss: maturity and growth. 2 stages will show the profitability. Then same last 2 questions, as I told you that do not focus on these questions. These are very much time taking. So we are done with this topic.